Hey, what is up everybody, Chuck here, and welcome to today's daily Pokemon Go video. Yes, that's right, daily videos are back. And today we are going to be counting down the top 10 rarest Pokemon Go sightings over the past couple weeks, because I haven't done one of these in like a couple weeks. But in today's video, you are going to be witnessing some of the luckiest players in all of Pokemon Go. Everybody featured in today's video sent in their sightings on Twitter and Instagram, and you should too if you want to be featured in a future one. So all you have to do is go below, click on the links to my Twitter or my Instagram, and send me a picture. Without further ado, on to the countdown. We're gonna kick it off at number 10 with a sighting sent in by Harrison of the Fatty family. Harrison encountered a wild Snorlax and a wild Blissey. They do in fact look to be a married couple in the parking lot of a steakhouse. Very interesting sighting. I don't know that I've ever seen both of them together in one sighting. So thank you very much, Harrison, for sending it in. Congratulations on making the countdown. On to number 9. Now throughout this video, I'm going to be pointing out Pokemon that I think should be raid bosses in future updates. This one right here would be a fantastic one because I know a lot of you guys are struggling to find one, so here it is. Colin stumbled across a Pupitar and a wild Ampharos. Ampharos would make a fantastic raid boss because a lot of people don't have it yet, and it's Ampharos, and Ampharos is dope. So thank you very much, Colin, for sending that one in. Very cool sighting. Hope you got them both. On to number 8. Okay, before we go any further, what I want every single one of you guys to do that is watching this video is go below and leave a comment with your predictions as to when we are going to see Mewtwo officially released into the game. My prediction, August 24th. I really don't think we're too far away, and they can't miss out on all this legendary hype. They gotta give us Mewtwo. So leave your predictions. On to number 8. Now this one barely edged out number 10 and number 9 because they were all pretty similar in terms of rarity, but this one's a little bit better. Sent in by Jace. He encountered a wild Togetic in addition to a wild Snorlax, and I think Togetic is just a tad bit more rare than Blissey. I mean, I've never seen one and I've played nonstop for a year. So congratulations, Jace. You made the countdown. On to number 7. Now I don't know that Togetic would make for a very good raid boss. I feel like that would be way too easy, and Togetic is supposed to be kind of hard to obtain. But one Pokemon that would be a fantastic one that I'm sure a lot of people would love to participate in, Dragonite. We got one here. BJ sent in this beautiful sighting of a Machamp and a wild Dragonite, both hanging out at Pokestop with the Dragonite gym in the distance. Very, very cool, although it makes me kind of sad right now that Dragonite isn't as prominent in Pokemon Go as it used to be. I mean, if you had a good Dragonite 5 months ago, you were king of the castle. Now you could have 10 Dragonites and they're just simply not very useful in legendary raids, and that just makes me kind of sad. Anyways, BJ, very cool sighting. On to number 6. This is a cool one. Sent in by Denver. I think that's her name. If not, that's just a city. He encountered a wild Meganium and a Tyranitar at a Pokestop in seemingly the middle of nowhere. And again, speaking of Pokemon that I think should be raid bosses in the next update, how about Gen 2 fully evolved starter Pokemon like Meganium and Feraligatr and Typhlosion? That would be way better than having to battle a Bayleaf or a Croconaw. That's not fun. Nobody does those. But any sighting featuring a Tyranitar and some other cool Pokemon is gonna make the countdown. So Denver, if that is your name, congratulations on making it. On to number 5. Now number 5 isn't exactly rare, but it is very, very impressive. So here it is, sent in by Ian, and I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to just look it over, and you're probably like, Chuck, this is terrible. There's nothing. Oh my God. Check that bottom left corner. Almost 500,000 XP in one refresh. 439,000 XP. That would have probably been during the double XP event with the lucky egg. That would still take like 110 or so Pokemon without ever taking a break. So Ian, very impressive. I appreciate you sending that one into me. I really miss double XP. Now catching Pidgeys just sucks. On to number 4, and believe me, here is where it gets interesting. The first 5 were all kind of like a tie. Like there was nothing that set any of them apart, but these next 4 are dope. So in at number 4, we've got a sighting sent in by Aniket or Aniket. I don't know. And he encountered a Sandslash family, a Rhydon family, and a wild Tyranitar. Come on, you can't tell me that that isn't awesome. And speaking again of raid bosses, one of them that I hope kind of disappears soon, Rhydon. Unless, of course, we can start teaching it rock-type quick moves, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Thank you, Aniket! On to number 3. Now, when you see this sighting, you're going to be like, Chuck, how dare you not put this at number 1? Just wait. David sent in this incredible sighting of a wild Gyarados at a Pokestop with another one that had spawned in off of a lure at that same Pokestop. A double Gyarados that just doesn't happen. That is incredible. Speaking of future raid bosses, there's another one. Very impressive. I would actually kind of like to know where that is because I would like to plan a vacation to that exact beach. I'll just sleep on the water. Now on to number 2, where we have a tie. Kinda. I just thought both of these were very, very impressive and pretty unique, so I figured I would have to mash them together to make number 2. So first up, we have Andrew, who was in the middle of nowhere in Hawaii, driving down a road, used an incense like anybody in their right mind would, and he spawned a wild Togetic off of it, which in itself is just incredibly rare. But coupled with this next one, which was sent in by Frankie and is probably going to make a lot of you guys very upset who don't have this particular Pokemon, just check this out. Frankie, in the middle of nowhere, also used an incense and spawned an unknown. Now, a lot of people are probably like, Chuck, that was at GoFest. Except GoFest doesn't look like it's the middle of nowhere and also isn't in Australia, which is where his carrier is from if you look in the top left corner. So Andrew and Frankie, thank you guys very much for sending those in. Those are both very, very cool. But number 1 is something we've never seen before, ever. And I promise you guys, I did everything to double check to make sure that this sighting was in fact legit, and I am 100% sure that it is. Sent in by Sam, the king of this week's top 10. He had 2 wild unknown spawn, it looks like, on top of his house. Unknown letters E and J spawned in out of nowhere. Now, my first thought was, okay, that's probably really, really, really close to where GoFest was, so it makes sense. I mean, Chicago. J and E are not in the word Chicago, and there are no neighborhoods like this within 2 miles of downtown Chicago. I mean, having one wild unknown just spawn out of nowhere is ridiculous, but having 2 of them without having to move, I couldn't imagine. Even at GoFest, I never had 2 spawn in at one time. So this right here is probably one of the luckiest sightings we've ever seen. Sam, congratulations. You are literally just the luckiest person in Pokemon Go history. So well done. Congratulations everybody who made the countdown. If you want to be featured in a future one, like top 5 funniest or top 5 worst or top 5 AR sightings or top 10 rare sightings, send me your screenshots on Twitter or Instagram. Links are below. Make sure you follow me and stay tuned, because if we hit 3,000 likes in this video by the end of the day, which right now or whenever you see this video, probably like 4-ish. We got about 8 hours to hit our goals, so if we do, a gift card code will be tweeted out, so be on the lookout for that. If you enjoyed this video, by the way, give it a thumbs up. Help everybody else out. Let's see if we can get to 3,000. If you are new here and you do enjoy Pokemon Go videos, which if you're watching this and you don't, I don't know what you're doing. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on so you never miss an upload, because my videos are sometimes pretty cool. I love you guys though. Take it easy. Peace.